Hello, this is Schamet Horsfield, new paradigm priestess, oracle, and transformational soul practitioner. And I'm coming on today to talk about self-love and manifestation, manifesting your most abundant life, a life of your wildest dreams, and a little bit about my story, about my journey of self-love, my journey of manifestation. So I am almost 50 years old. I've been manifesting my most abundant life since I was about, 19. It was where it really start to begin and awaken and come to fruition. And so it's been a long, amazing, incredible journey. And my self-love journey really began when I had the premonition that my father died, and then he died the next day. And oftentimes our call to action and our, voice from the mountaintops, if you will, comes from hard times, comes from trauma, comes from pain, comes from this desire to feel good again when we don't feel good. And, I had this premonition that my father died and then he died. And it really woke me up to my own power. And also to, instead of getting that love from my father, providing that love for myself. And it, sometimes when we figure out what we want, it's born out of getting a lot of what we don't want. And so in my life, my father had died, and then I started to manifest a lot of what I didn't actually want and what I actually didn't need. At that time, I thought I was manifesting exactly what I wanted because I made a list, I put it out there, I got exactly what I wanted. And, even my clairvoyant psychic coach, trainer, that I started working with once I knew that I had psychic abilities, I was 19, started working with her, and she told me, I was scared for you, Schamet. You would manifest so quickly that I was really scared about what you would manifest. And so, first of all, I want to say that it's true. I would manifest so quickly. I'm very masterful at manifesting, but sometimes, we manifest the things that we think we want, we think we need, and then we get them and we realize, oh my goodness, I got it wrong. Like, this is not what I need. This is not what I want. But my kind of reverse engineering way of manifesting at this stage in my life is realizing that, yes, we're all manifestors. In my opinion, we all have that ability. We all have this superpower, but learning how to do it like a Jedi Master, that's a whole other ballgame. And, there's a lot of information out there right now on self-love and manifesting, and everyone's going to teach it a little bit differently. I bring the magic into it because, and the reason why I bring the magic into it is because my experience in this journey, it has been magical. Yes, I believe in science. Yes, I believe in understanding things from a scientific standpoint. Yeah, I mean, I'm married to a man and a family that are all scientists, engineers, very much about proving, why something works and having a reason. However, I am a sacred divine feminine leader. And to me, in my experience and my understanding, is that sometimes there are things that we cannot understand. And I love that. I love having a little magic, a little mystery, a little bit of like, I'm not sure how the universe manifested this in the way that it did, but it did. And no one can really make sense of it or give a reason or a definition. And I love that. So I just thought I'd put that out, because if you're not into magic or mystery, if you're not okay with not understanding all of it and why it's working and how it's working, however, you are ready for it to work and you're ready to step on the magic carpet ride and go for a magical journey with me, then you're in the right place. If not, maybe there's someone else better for you to be your guide. Not that I want to push you away, but I am so in love with the magic and the mystery and the sacred, divine, feminine energy that cannot be controlled, cannot be contained, and cannot be explained. However, it's real. And that's been my experience so far on this planet. My self-love journey began, when I was 19. I studied with Louise Hay while she was still alive. She really taught me a lot about learning how to love myself. But I also went, and spent time in nature. I spent time working with guides, with mentors, with shamans, and with counselors, with clairvoyant psychics, with intuitive healers, with coaches. Like, I did a lot of work to get to where I am now. And my self-love journey is the foundation of where everything else is built. And so, yes, I was a powerful manifester from the very beginning. However, by learning to love myself and really love myself, like all the parts of who I am, the parts of me that are too much, the parts of me that are really angry, the parts of me that can become enraged, the parts of me that are scared, the parts of me that are vulnerable, the parts of me that sometimes feel a bit shameful or embarrassed, or parts of me that aren't quite confident. And, all the parts of me that I'm like, oh, I wish I was like Wonder Woman in all aspects of who I am. However, there are lots of different parts to who I am. I love the little girl inside of me that gets scared. I love the part of me that gets angry, because that's how I express and have passion and fire. And I love my sacred holy fire. I've come to love and be in acceptance of all the parts of who I am. And now I help others do the same. And so I'm very excited to offer up a free manifestation masterclass, manifesting your most abundant life, transforming your wounds into your wisdom and your wisdom into your superpowers, so that you can manifest a life of your wildest, amazing dreams. And I'm also going to be facilitating and running an online self-love and self-marriage retreat. And that's coming up in December. And I'm so excited to be holding this safe and sacred space for anyone that's ready to really, truly step into their wholeness. If you are ready to step into your wholeness and love all aspects of who you are, if you are ready to step into your power of being a creatrix, of being able to co-create and manifest powerfully, and manifest the things you want, that you need, that are in the highest and best good for yourself, and not get stuck in manifesting these things that aren't so good for you, and then you have to try and figure out how to get out of them, because that is a lot of wasted energy. And if I can save you the time and the pain and the heartache, because believe me, when I first started manifesting, I manifested some real whoppers for myself. I manifested some very kind of painful experiences that I then had to figure out how to get myself out of them. And that's not so easy. I can help you, jump forward in your consciousness, a leap in consciousness, so that you don't have to go through all that pain and heartache. Well, even better. And I do believe that is certainly possible, because I have personally made quantum jumps in my self-love, my manifestation abilities, and sidestepped a whole lot of unnecessary pain and drama. So that's really what this free manifestation masterclass is going to be about. It's going to be about, of course, how to manifest, but also how to not manifest the things that are not going to be good for you. And so we'll be diving deep into that, and we'll be diving deep into why some people cannot manifest. I can manifest really easily. It's always been a superpower of mine. But I do know lots of my clients that they have a really difficult time manifesting. So if you have a hard time manifesting, come to this free masterclass. It's going to be amazing. It's live, and I'll be there with you in the Zoom call. So it's not, just a webinar where I'm talking, but you're going to be there with me. So very powerful. And the self-love and self-marriage, I want to talk a little bit about that. So many, 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 many moons ago, let's see, when was it? 1998. I went to Egypt to pray and meditate for world peace. Went with Neil Donald Walsh and a whole bunch of other amazing souls, and sat on top of pyramids and meditated and prayed for world peace during Y2K millennium stuff. It was amazing. Had an incredible experience. Well, I went to the Temple of Sekhmet to meditate because I'm very connected to Sekhmet. And it was really powerful. And I'm sitting there in a deep, beautiful meditation, feeling a lot of beautiful energy around me. And then I hear this voice that says, "You need to marry yourself." And I was like, marry myself? Never heard of that. And at that stage, it wasn't a thing. And then it said again, "You need to marry yourself." And then here's the ring. And I looked in the meditation, and there was this ring on my finger, and it was this big, giant gold scarab ring. I mean, it was very larger than life personality ring. And then I said into the voice in my head, or wherever it was coming from, "I wouldn't wear a ring like that. I'll marry myself, but that's not my ring." And then the meditation stopped. And then I had a good chuckle at myself for arguing with the vision, right? It's just allow things to be, Schamet. And but then I was like, but that's so gaudy. I wouldn't wear that ring. That's not my ring. Why did I see that? And so I went out of the meditation room feeling a little bit agitated, not understanding the vision. And as I'm walking out, I look to the right, and there's this beautiful, beautiful woman. Oh, she was gorgeous. Beautiful Nubian, Egyptian goddess, really powerful. I look over, and she is wearing the exact ring that I saw in my vision. Gold, carnelian, lapis. I'm like, wow, there's the ring. So I had to go talk to her. So I went over and I said, "Hi." She says, "Oh, hello." And I said, "I have to just say that I had this meditation in the Temple of Sekhmet. And I heard this voice that said that I need to marry myself. And I don't really know quite what that means yet. But I saw your ring, that ring that you're wearing right there, in my meditation. And, understand I'd never seen this woman before. And she looks at me with a twinkle in her eye, and she says, "Oh, well, I just married myself, and this is my wedding ring to myself. So it sounds like you're meant to meet me. Have a seat." So I sit down next to her, and then she tells me all about what it means to her, why she's done it. And I teared up. I was like, oh, I was supposed to meet you. She says, no doubt you were supposed to meet me. That's why you had the vision of this ring. And so I've learned that my visions, sometimes my premonitions aren't exact, an exact science. They're more creative. They're more almost like a journey of discovery, and to have more fun with them. And so now I'm like, it could mean this, but it could mean that. And seeing the ring didn't mean that that was my ring. It meant that I needed to talk to her to find out more about what it meant to marry myself. Well, I had been already on this journey for almost a year of self-love. And so it made sense that the next step was to marry myself. And so I did. I married myself in one of the pyramids in Egypt, and it was really powerful. I didn't get a big gold ring. I got a silver small ring that was more, my personality. And then when I married myself, I felt such a shift, such a wholeness, and I reconnected to my joy. I reconnected to my wild woman. I reconnected to all the parts of who I am. And in that, I stopped looking for a man. I stopped needing a man. I was whole and complete within myself as I was. Then the world became my oyster. I was just having fun. I was just really in my power. And that is when I could then really commit to another human being, which is my husband, and which was my boyfriend at that time, but I was not ready to fully commit yet. I was still in this process of not really knowing who I was or what I wanted or how I was going forward in my life. And once I married myself, there was a big shift. There was a big shift in the way that I manifested. There was a big shift in the commitments that I made externally. And that was when everything came together for me in a really big way. And ever since then, self-love and self-marriage is at the foundation of everything I do. I always go back to self-love. I always go back to that being the foundation in which everything else is built. And if that crumbles, then everything else falls down. It is so important. And in fact, in my priestess training in the 1 year Awaken the Priestess Within, that is one of the core foundational rites, rituals, ceremonies that we do. And this work I love so much that when I came back to doing healing work, I've been a healer on and off for, since I was 19, I started doing healing work. I started doing readings at festivals, oracle readings, and making essential oils. And then I went to the healing arts school, and then I started doing massage and Reiki, and I did that for 10 years. And so I did a combination of readings, healing, body work, yoga, all sorts of things that I've done in my life so far. But really the culmination of all my work is the priestess training and the leadership training that's coming up in February, the Sacred Divine Feminine Leadership Training. However, I stopped working for a little while when I had my 2 babies. And I really wanted to put all my energy and all my focus and all my love into these 2 human beings that became the center of my universe. And I'm so happy that I was able to do that. Feel so blessed that I'm in a position in my relationship with my soulmate, the man of my dreams, the one I manifested, also felt the same way. Most of my time and energy went into my children. We lived on a small farm in New Zealand, and I raised my babies. and we had sheep and horses and a garden, and it was wonderful. As soon as they got older, where I felt like, okay, I can now start working again and offering my spiritual healing, magical powers to other people. The self-love and self-marriage retreat workshop was the very first thing I created. And I love that that was the way that I entered back into doing my soul path purpose work. Because again, as I circle back to it, it is the most powerful and foundational, where it all begins. Like when we love ourselves, our cup is full, and then we have more to give. If we are not loving up on ourselves and really loving ourselves, how can we truly love another human being? We can love other people, but there's not going to be the richness and the depth of that love if you don't know how to love yourself. It all starts with self. So, that was a very magical experience. I mean, how do you make sense of it? This is why my work is magical. It is spiritual. It is esoteric, because that has been my experience. There's no way of explaining that I saw this vision of this ring, because I had never seen this woman before. And believe me, I would have noticed her if I had, because she was wearing purple and gold and silver, and she was beautiful and goddessy and like powerful. So, it wasn't somebody that I maybe saw out of the corner of my eye and saw the ring and then filed it and then saw it, and this is what a lot of people try to define and want to make some sense of. Now, in my Manifesting Your Most Abundant Life free masterclass, I am going to go into explaining a lot of why and how it works. However, I am also going to say a lot of it is magical. A lot of it is mysterious, because I love to bring in the mystery and the magic, because that, to me, is where the magic is. That's where the sparkle is. That's where the passion and the energy, and when we stir up that cauldron of all that passion and that magic and that mystery, and we jump on a magic carpet ride together, it's so much fun. And I believe that this whole journey of self-love, of manifesting, of co-creating a magical life of our dreams, it should be fun. It should be a little bit exciting and riveting. And if we understand the technology of it all, it just becomes very textbook. If you like magic, if you like mystery, if you love the sacred divine feminine energy that's rising and awakening in all of us, women and men, then, this is going to be such a fun workshop. I look forward to connecting, like really connecting with each and every one of you. So, my masterclasses are interactive. You're not going to just see a talking head. No, we're going to connect. I want to know who you are. I want to help support you on your manifesting journey. So I look forward to seeing you and connecting with you and sharing safe and sacred space with you. So much love and so many abundant blessings on your awakening, conscious creation, manifesting dream and life. And I hope to guide you to live the life of your wildest dreams.